Okay, we're revisiting the electric service panel, see what, if anything, might have changed since the last time I was here. So basically the other video, the other pictures, the other inspection report, they all stand. They all stand. Nothing's really changed. We did not have the protected booties. However, there was a typo in the original report I apologize for, saying that I couldn't see that was copper because we had the little boots on there and they didn't. And I went down a little farther and said we don't have boots on there, so we've got that. Alright, so we get the screws put on the panel cover and the whole speech about that. You know, screws are faster and tighter. I get that. Faster and tighter. But they don't have the same shear strength that nails do. So if the structure was to experience a tornado, does this sound familiar? The cabinet would stand a much better chance of staying safely in place if it had been properly installed with nails. The wood shaving has been taken up. The bonding location's not labeled. I know we've got bonding over there, and you can see that. And I think that's in the other video. But that being said, the bonding location's not in here. Wood shavings are gone. Screws are still here. Don't have the rubber booties. And the paint. And again, the paint's really not on, I guess, again. But since I'm here, you know, fresh eyes. But there isn't paint on the actual panel board. It's just inside the cabinet. Just inside. The code doesn't distinguish that. It says none inside the cabinet. And then it goes on to specify parts of the cabinet. So it's not parts of the cabinet. It's the cabinet, and then it goes on to specify parts of the cabinet. So the repercussions of that? Not much. Not much. Was it done right? In a good and workmanlike manner? It's one of those things. There's our energy certificate. Oh, yeah. And Burgess was here. Burgess was here. A lot third-party inspection program. See, and that's true. And that's true. And they do a good job. They really, for what they do a good job. They don't do this kind of home inspection. They're not beholding the Texas Real Estate Commission. The standards of practice. They don't look at all the same things. The builder has, it's an arrangement that Burgess has with the builder. The builder wants Burgess to look at specific things, and the builder doesn't want Burgess to deviate from that business model. Burgess gets all of this business if they only look at the bathroom windows. Whatever it is that they decided, apparently it would seem they looked at the electric service panel, since that's where they put their notice. But they, again, their inspection is limited and tailored to the needs of the builder. It doesn't mean that they don't find stuff, because they do. It doesn't mean that they're not good, because they're pretty good. Some of them are really good. So it doesn't mean any of that. It just means that the scope of that inspection is different. Having said all that, I encourage you to find, the builder to supply this inspection report. All documentation, for that matter, all the code, the whole history of the codes were rejected and accepted, and the green tags. Any documentation that has to do with the building of this structure should go with the structure, so that you can bring all this forward. When you sell the house, you'll have all this information. All this information. There's a big push for that. It's kind of like Carfax. It's kind of like your insurance company has a database. Building a house, there really isn't a database. It's really left to the home buyer to collect all that information, to distribute as they choose. And Texas is a very very strong homeowners rights state. So, as far as the state's concerned, you don't have to keep any of this. You don't. You just say, "Oh, it's my house. I'm happy with it." And then when you sell it, you say, "I'm selling my house." But maybe you'd want this Burgess report. I'm just saying. Maybe you want some other documentation as well.